Hello, I am doing a check-in because, wow, things can change really, really fast. So, this is what's going on. So, as you will eventually see, my awesome mentor, Jen, helped me rework my resume, and we looked at a couple of possible jobs. And lo and behold, I got an interview. I was halfway anticipating that, but I was just anticipating it more as like, this is a practice. This is for me to practice representing myself and being in a situation like that. But I got the job. What? I am now an IT project manager. Whoa. Whoa. And I'm so grateful that I think it was in episode 4 or 5 of Hair to Tech in the podcast and YouTube video. We talked to Lucretia May, who is a project manager, and she is what she mentioned, like, you already have your own beauty shop. You already are a project manager. You're coordinating all the things. That was such a huge light bulb moment for me of like, wait, what? These things that I do, that's a way to quantify them, is like you're doing something that is valuable in a different career. So thank you, Lucretia, and thank you, Jen, so much. The power of mentors. I feel really, really, really grateful that I have this relationship with Jen, and that Jen brought in Lucretia for that episode, and really all of the people that we've talked to so far. But the reason I'm saying this is, if you are a hairstylist, well, there's a lot of reasons I'm saying this, and there's several reasons that I'm documenting all of this, because I have definitely felt kind of alone, or like I don't know who to talk to if I'm having career questions or business questions, because not very many people understand what it's like to be self-employed and then are looking for another job, let alone being self-employed in a very creative field and trying to do something else. So that's what this is here for. If you are a hairstylist or a creative person, I really hope this is helpful for you, and I'm trying to be as transparent and real with you as possible, so you know what this journey is like, what all the thoughts and feelings are really like. Anyway, I digress. So this is one of the beautiful things about being a hairstylist, is we have such a vast network. Our clients are our network, and we get to talk to them and talk to these people that are in all different industries, in all different phases and seasons of life also, that also have probably their own network, and you're forming these really solid relationships with your clients, and that is so powerful to leverage, as long as you're not like a shitty person or a flaky stylist. Like, being a good consistent stylist, you are like, chances are you probably see and have more interactions with your clients than they do with some of their own family members or even their own children. So you grow this bond that is very special and very unique, and these people get to know you and you get to know them in a very deep way, and they can help you, which I always knew, but now I'm really, really understanding. And speaking of that, a couple of weeks ago, I was doing one of my client's hair, who is one of my badass ladies in tech. And now that I am understanding more about the different positions and roles in tech and how vast it is, I was telling her that I started taking the Security Plus, the CompTIA Security Plus, like studying for that to understand it, and that I have taken some online workshops working in, oh my gosh, now I can't even, like with a VM and Fusion, VMware Fusion, there we go. And oh, guess what? She works for VMware. What? What? Just lady that I know that I totally love and adore because she is awesome. I'm not just saying this because of this. Like, she's just a wonderful human. What? Oh, also, yeah, she's a network engineer and works for VMware. What? Dude, like, my mind, I was just like, holy shit, this is amazing. This is so cool to get to. I already loved her, enjoyed her so much, and now this is a new level of her, and I get to learn more from her and ask more of these questions. It was so cool. So having those relationships is so helpful. And like Jen, my co-host and mentor on this journey, was a client. So we just never know what these relationships what else they can help us with if we are open to that. So thank you, Jen, and also thank you to my other client, Donna. Thanks. And thank you, Lucretia. Thank you so much. So, okay. So being on the interview, I wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about, very honestly and very transparently, what the roller coasters of thoughts, feelings, emotions of not only interviewing for this project manager job, but accepting it. It was a lot. And I naturally am a deep thinker. I think about things a lot because I want to like sort everything out and think about all of the things and feel complete about things, I guess, or like I am making the best decision. And sometimes that's a really good thing, and sometimes that's a really bad thing because I get stuck in my thoughts. However, this this is what it's been like, and if ever you find yourself in this kind of position, maybe you can empathize with these things, or just hearing that somebody else has gone through this, you won't feel so alone. So I know that I wanted to make a change and have been working proactively on making that change. We talked with Pax, who is a QA SDET, and on that episode with her, she was like, you're ready. You could go apply for a job right now. And I was like, what? Now? Am I ready for that now? I mean, I know that I've been looking for something else, but am I really ready? Because it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to take action and really change things. So when she said that is what started this whole flood of thoughts, emotions, feelings, like this very, very next deep level of thinking, like, whoa, am I ready for this now? Or am I just going to sit here and complain about it because it feels easier to complain? Am I really going to take action on this now? Whoa, am I ready for this? Am I really ready for this? So that took me probably about a month to mull over, and I still honestly am mulling it over because it's a big change, but also, I mean, that's what life is changes. And for me, that's what makes it exciting. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll make another change and go through the same process in a different way, and maybe it'll be a faster change of thought because I've gone through this once before. So going through the interview was fairly easy. I did my research, of course, so much help from Jen. There will be an episode coming up on the podcast / like an official episode where we go over my resume, and she helps me tailor it more to the jobs that I'm applying for, and she explains more of what the jobs that we were looking at. She just breaks those down in such a helpful way that was wonderful, and like, oh yeah, I could do that. Okay, I'm capable of these things. You're probably capable of these things too. So the interview was fine. I did research on YouTube because I seriously think I've had maybe like 2 or 3 interviews in the last 10 years, but also going into those, I knew that I was already going to get the job because I had connections. I knew of those jobs, and they were like a temporary thing, like a pop-up store manager for film festival. I knew I was going to get that because I had an in. So the interview, I still approached it professionally, but I wasn't too worried about it. Plus, it was like a 2-week gig, so I wasn't too worried about it. But this one, I want to make a good impression. And if I'm going to do something, I want to do it to the best of my ability and represent myself the very best way that I know how. So yeah, I'm going to study for it and prepare for it. Jen also helped me with that. Thank you, Jen, for doing some mock interviews with me. It feels really awkward to like, hey, I know you in this way, but now you're asking me a question and now I have to like turn it on. But if that's what it takes, I mean, that's what it takes. And so that's what I did. And I wrote down the bullet points of my answers too, so I could review and rehearse those in different ways. And it sounded silly, but I would rather sound silly while I'm practicing than sound silly during the interview. Anyway, so interview went well and was I would say on the more casual side, which I am grateful for. And that takes a lot of the pressure off. Of course, I still brought my best game, but it wasn't as like, okay, Amber, tell us about your strongest strength. Amber, what is your greatest weakness? It wasn't like that. It was more like a conversation with friends, which is awesome. I'm really good at because that's how I interact with clients all of the time. So now that I've gone through and accepted the job and accepted the offer and gone through an offer letter and just thinking about that, just gearing up for, whoa, they chose me. I was selected to be this IT project manager, and my boss knows that I don't have these technical skills, but knows, or hopefully sees, that's why they hired me, because I am teachable and I'm open to it and I want to learn and I want to grow. So going through that, whoa, I did not realize how much pride, how much ego, and part of my identity was wrapped up and behind being a self-employed person. I did not realize that. I had an inkling of that, but I didn't realize it until it was becoming more of a reality of like, I'm getting an IT job. Like, am I letting my business go? I mean, I know I wanted this, but am I really gonna let it go? What does this mean about me that I'm taking a step back? I've worked so hard to build my own business and have it thrive and all of this. And now I'm going to work for someone else and giving up my freedom and giving up my flexibility. Just mulling over that, which I know is not a great way to look at it. But that's honestly what I was going through. It felt like I'm giving up so much. I'm giving up so much. Do I really want to do this? Do I really want to make this change? Is this really worth it? I like reviewing numbers of how much I made in this salon versus how much I'll be making in this job, etc., etc. Pretty much a constant thought cycle like that for probably for like 10 days to 2 weeks, just like mulling over it in the back of my mind and like letting my brain sift through the thoughts of, yes, this is what you're doing. Do you really want to make this change? Or were you just talking about this and now that it's in front of you, you're like, no, never mind. I'm scared. I'm not. So I accepted the job and I'm so excited to start. I'm so excited to be challenged again and to learn more and to be seriously at the bottom of the totem pole and to be around an entirely new group of people, a new type of personality, various personalities, just to challenge myself and see myself rise to the occasion and how much I absorb, what I'm capable of, how much I can bring from being a hairstylist and developing these relationships and trying to work on my communication skills and all of that. I'm really excited to see how it applies to a new a new industry. And also what I have realized through having lots of talks with myself is, Amber, this isn't permanent. Just because you are taking this job now does not mean that this is the rest of your life. You are now a 9-to-5 employee forever. You gave up on all of your dreams and that's it. There's no going back. Sometimes I have very black and white thinking, and that is not helpful because that's not how life works unless we choose for it to be like that. And I definitely get stuck in that sometimes and can overthink that way before I allow myself to breathe and step back and think about it from a different perspective. I was feeling so intense about this that I talked to a couple of other friends that are entrepreneurs, but I have seen them go through doing their own thing and then going to get a job again, and then doing their own thing and then going to get a job again. And I'm like, they understand what it's like. They understand the hustle, the grind, and everything that it takes to create your own business, bring these ideas to fruition, and then it doesn't work out, or it doesn't work out how you wanted. So it's time to go learn a new skill, meet new people, just take a step back from a minute. And what one of those people said was, it's just going to get a job. It's not bad. It's just like taking a sabbatical from being an entrepreneur. And that really, really helped. That perspective really helped me remember, like, Amber, this is not forever. This is a stepping stone. This is a great way to learn and really dip your toes in the water and to give it a shot and see if you really, really do like this, or if you were just romanticizing this and then we'll go back to being self-employed, maybe like still doing hair, but maybe something else. Or, I mean, knowing me, probably I will end up either doing a side hustle, maybe helping people with more tech-related things as I learn more. I don't know. Or we'll turn it into something bigger the more and as life goes on. There's so many possibilities, but the bottom line is to diversify my skills, to make myself more of an asset and more valuable, and to be able to bring more things to the table. I have to know more first. And I could go to school, I could continue on the self-study path that I have been doing, which has been awesome, and I've learned a lot. So, like, a lot. But now this is taking things to the next level, and it's like in-person education, and I'm getting a paycheck for it. So that is how I am thinking about this, and how I'm approaching it is like, whoa, I am getting paid to learn. And that is a very fortunate, that is a privilege to get to be in that position, and not to think about what I'm letting go of or what I won't have, or that I'm giving up on this. That's a bullshit ego way to look at it. That's a very negative way to look at it. It's all of the things that can be gained, new skills, new knowledge, new experience, new networks, all of that. And with that perspective, I have become more and more excited about this. And I've made scary changes in my business before. I have changed salons. I've raised my prices. I've raised my prices again. I've raised my prices again. More higher than I ever thought that I would get to. And that is so scary. But I've done it, and now I'm here on the other side, and this is just another new thing to approach, and another thing to work through, and nothing is permanent. I think that because I have gone through those things before, that will help me get through these upcoming changes faster. And yeah, so that's the way that I'm approaching it. I mean, of course, I still, like, even though I'm excited, those thoughts still creep back in of like, are you sure you want this? Oh, you're not going to have this, you're not going to be able to do that, da da da. It's like, shut up. If I was in school, if I went to a boot camp, I definitely wouldn't be able to do those things either. So just shut up. Thank you, I hear you, but be quiet. So anyway, that is the update on that. Also, when I was talking to my client that works for VMware, I was telling her that I was starting to take Security Plus, but also that I understand how important knowing the ins and outs of a network, because that's the foundation that everything is built on. And she suggested, before I go too deep down the Security Plus studying path, to get not to get the Network Plus certification, but study for that, because that comes even before. And once I understand how a network works and all of that good stuff, then the things in the Security Plus, that is built on the Network Plus. So it'll make more sense. So once again, I have changed direction on Cybrary, and even a lower level than Network Plus, I'm taking the CompTIA IT Fundamentals course on Cybrary. Thank you, Cybrary. And I'm learning through that, which I'm like, okay, this seems like exactly where I need to start. The very, very, very beginning, basic level IT, then I can build from there. So that is what I am working on now, and got really excited. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that there was a security module and a network module, I was like, hey, yeah, I don't want to learn about printers all the time. So I was super excited about that, which tells me that I still am excited about this journey and learning more about security. Oh, one last thing about the job. This is such a great way to get, this is a foot in the door, which from what I have learned about, that is so hard. That's the most challenging part, is getting your foot in the door. So I feel so, so, so grateful. This is such a privilege. This is such an honor. I am so lucky and feel incredibly fortunate that my foot in the door job happened way sooner than I thought. So I know this is not going to be everybody's situation, but again, if you are a hairstylist, chances are you might know a tech person and have a relationship with them. And if you are thinking about something in tech, like, talk to them more about it, because they might end up being your foot in the door. They can connect you with people, and they can vouch for who you are as a person and how you operate. So that is what's going on right now. I'm excited, nervous, of course, because it's something new, but here we go. Let's do this damn thing. So that's what's happening. If you're watching this, thank you. Please check us out on Instagram. Hang out with us here on YouTube to see videos of us learn as I go through this journey and have Jen's expertise along the way, or just to see, what it's like on the way. I don't know if you're seeing this year, 5 years, 10 years from now, if YouTube is even a thing anymore. Who knows? But I hope that this is helpful. Please, if you are going through this or considering it, let's connect. I want to help other people along this journey. I want people to see that they are capable of doing other things too. If you are interested, pursue that interest. Please don't be intimidated by thinking that there's going to be too much math involved or whatever. Just give it a shot and be open, and be really open to completely new experiences. I can only say that because I recently realized how not open I was, even though I thought I was open. I wasn't. I was like, I'm open to it as long as it fits in this box. No, that's not how it works, Amber. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a very nice day.